Coaching within organisations, what you need to know. Hi, I'm Ruth Kudzi and I'm passionate about helping people live the life that they want to live on their terms. I talk about coaching, positive psychology, neuroscience, and business growth, because if you want to live a fulfilling life, then you want to be going from a 0 to a +5 in positive psychology, rather than focusing on bringing you up to a 0. So we find at Optimus that probably over 60% of our graduates want to coach in organisations. It might be in their role, or it might be that they're working with organisations as clients. And when I talk about organisations, I'm talking about everything from small startups with 5, 10 people to FTSE 100, Fortune 500 companies, to everything in between, the NHS and charities and everything else. So one of the things, and I asked people recently, what stops you from working within organisations? And someone said, first of all, I'm not very corporate, so therefore I don't want to work in a corporate. And my answer was, what makes you think that every organisation is corporate? So there are lots of different environments that you can work in. So again, open your mind. Now, an organisation is where an organisation will pay you for the coaching rather than an individual. You're looking at business to business rather than business to consumer. But those businesses are diverse as individuals are. The second thing that people say is, well, if I coach in an organisation, I'm going to be told what I need to coach on. And I'm like, yes, you might set objectives with a manager. However, you contract with the client, you contract with the individual in front of you, and you coach on what they want to coach on. So, often I've gone into organisations and I've done leadership coaching. And yes, we've talked about particular KPIs. It might even be that the manager says or the client says, I really need to work on my impact and influence. If in the coaching session, the client is talking about their relationship at home, I'm not going to say, oh, sorry, I'm here to talk about impact and influence. I'm going to support them with that, because I know that everything is intertwined. So if I'm supporting a client with their relationship at home, that's going to impact how they show up as a leader. So again, yes, you might set KPIs, you might set topics, but you as a coach works with the person and the whole person. And there seems to be this idea that somebody who works with an organisation is very different to an individual. But have a look at your circle. How many people are entrepreneurs and how many people work within organisations? They're still people. So I would say that working with organisations can be great for many reasons. Let's get real here. Often they can pay more, and often they are less price sensitive. Now, of course, this depends on the size of the organisation, depends on who you're coaching as well. But equally, you may need to have 1, 2, 3 clients, and you might be on a retainer model rather than having lots of individual clients. So it can work from a strategic business side as well. Often, the easiest way in is that you're talking about your individual coaching and somebody's organisation pays for you. That's what's happened for us in a lot of ways with our training. People come to the training and they get their organisation to pay for it. They have training budgets and they can see the benefit. But when you're selling to organisations, think about what the benefits will be. Think about all the outcomes. What they want to know is, what's in it for us? What are the outcomes? Maybe it's about retention. Maybe it's about upskilling. Maybe it's about well-being. Maybe it's because they've got a team dynamic that isn't working. Coaching is now seen as a skill that managers and senior leaders need to have, but also the benefits of it are now rolling out in organisations. More and more organisations are employing coaches because they know that having somebody external to the organisation means that trust and safety is likely to be higher, and therefore there's likely to be more honest conversations, which are going to be more helpful for the person being coached. So We know there are lots of opportunities. What do you need to consider? You need to get really, really clear on your contracting with the organisation and with the individual. You need to make sure that you are practicing professional coaching, that it's confidential. You need to make sure that your insurance covers what you're doing and you've got the appropriate training and accreditation. It's again really important, even if an organisation doesn't ask for it. Insurance. I don't know why people don't think about these kinds of things. You need to also, really think about where you're coaching people. If people are in a highly stressful environment, it might be that you're having the coaching sessions with them when they're at home, or you're taking them out of the office. If you're going physically into an office and coaching, think about things like how you're going into that. Like if you're even meeting the manager or the sponsor when you come in and traveling with them to the coaching room, that might decrease trust and safety because people might be thinking that you're talking about what they're saying in the sessions, and therefore they may be more guarded, and therefore those sessions are going to not be as impactful. You need to also think about how you're reporting and agreeing that. Now, what you might want to do is if you're working with lots of people, you might have like a starting point and an ending point. Anonymous surveys can be great, and you can develop those within the organisation. If you're working with individuals, then of course it's confidential. However, you may agree with your coachee a way that they can feed back to the client. And that is up to the coachee as well. Again, you might be thinking about like what other opportunities you've got within the coaching space. But remember that if you're coaching somebody and they disclose something to you that you think could be an opportunity for your business, ethically, you can't do anything with that. So again, it's always coming back to your ethics. It's always thinking about when I'm in the room with the client, it's that client's agenda. And I need to always, think about what's going to serve them. So coaching in organisations, lots of opportunities, and I would recommend that you start by mapping out your network. Who do you know? Who can they introduce you to? What's your past experience? And then you can build from there. Business development is business development, and it's a very, very different way of selling when you're working with organisations. So look at how you can do that, and I will create a video on that in the future too. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, I'd like you to like and subscribe. And remember to keep abreast of all of our new videos, just ring that bell and you'll be notified when any new ones come out. And we'd love to hear feedback from you. So if you'd like to post beneath your biggest takeaway, and equally anything that you'd like to hear me talk about, we're always open to feedback.